In Lab 8, we're going to see how we can record some data a little more efficiently without using the ticker tape so that we can calculate acceleration a little more efficient, a little more accurate. So first of all, on our motion sensor, you should note that there's two settings on the end. One of them is for big things like humans, and the other one is for small things like the cart going down the track that we did last week. I'm going to put this on the cart mode because I'm going to use a small object today. Once again, we're going to connect this to our ring stand. And I'm going to have it so that the part that measures the distance is pointing downward. I'm going to put it on the edge of the table. I've got to connect it to my smart device once again. So we've got a Bluetooth. And then you're going to bring something to class that you want to measure. And it could be a dirty sock if you want, or your sneaker. I'm going to use a roll of tape. Don't bring anything damageable or breakable. Don't be measuring your phone. And today's lab is real easy. You're going to, as an individual, submit 3 trials where you're going to calculate acceleration all by yourself. So what you're going to do, take your device, you're going to get it set up, hold my thing, start recording, drop it. I've got my data. I'm going to take that data, upload it into our Google Sheets, calculate acceleration from there, do 3 trials, take the average, and submit that through a Google form. So I've uploaded my data from SparkView into Google Sheets, just like we've done before. But what we didn't use before was we didn't use what I see in column E is acceleration. This probe is already set up to calculate our acceleration. We just didn't use it last time. So I'm going to get rid of column A. It's the time and the date that this was recorded. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to delete that column. But here I have the time in seconds, the position, the velocity, and the acceleration. It does all of these calculations for us. So all we want to know is we want to know the average acceleration, but what we need to do is clean up our data a little bit first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the data, which is my time and distance, and you can see it recorded here for about 10 seconds on mine. And I'm going to make that into a graph. I just want to see what this looks like. And you can see what it looks like. So what I want to do is I want to start my clock or my graph about here on my graph, where it's starting to go up, and end it at near the top. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to see if I can figure out what the time frame is from in there. And I'm going to delete the rest of the data. So if I hover my mouse over, you can see the different values appearing. So there I'm at 0.6, and here I'm about 0.85. So I'm going to go from 0.85 up to 4.6. 0.85. So I'm going to take away anything that's less than 0.85. And I'm going to delete those, right-click on my mouse, delete those rows. And you can see that they're now gone. Once again, where was this here? I'm going to click on the curve and then hover. I want to go to about 4.6. So anything that's bigger than 4.6, I'm going to get rid of. Right click, delete those rows. So now, all right, there's my graph. There it is. Now I want to know the average acceleration during that time. And you can see that here are the values. It's not the best data. I can tell that by looking at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a formula to calculate the average acceleration at that time. So all I'm going to do is in the column, somewhere underneath it, I'm going to put an equal sign. Anytime you're doing a formula, you put equals. And look, it already says, do you want to do the average? If I didn't know that, if it didn't pop up, I would put equals and start typing in the word average and it'll pop up. But it says, do you want the average of those cells? I'm going to say yes. And there is my average acceleration. You're going to do that for 3 trials and then average these averages. So the trial 1 answer that you're going to record would be negative 0.0493